obviously.
Yeah,
We're
goes without saying pretty much. So here we
let's
go,
see.
folks. We're going to have a few restarts, and we'll kick off the best of one lower bracket finals.
Yeah.
We have Mr. Spangler here. Fastest restart in the West. Here we go.
See if Face do a fast strat or if they have a smoke strat for the bomb. I really favor the planning in smoke no matter what round it is. If you have pistols, even if you don't win the round, you know, getting the plan on T side at least once, one of the two rounds means that you'll be able to buy on the third. So doing that in the first means that you don't have to think, okay, should we spend a little bit of money on the second round and count on a plant, or should we just full save and then hopefully get the plant?
Yes, and here we go, kicking off the all-important pistol round. It looks like the terrorists are going straight for an outer push. They have gotten into the A site, but already lost one. L block goes down. And down goes KDM as well. We're looking at Blitzkrieg trying to trade out, but things are dropping. T's are dropping like flies. Kyle is the last one remaining, but they did get that plant launchers, like you said. I think they had the smoke down, and they were able to plant in the smoke, so they did get the plant. They'll get the defuse, though. Took out 3 of the counter-terrorists in the process, so all in all, a pretty successful round for the terrorists.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, yeah, they got the 3 that matters because that's next under $900 across the board, and so if they save one more, they don't spend any money, they'll be able to buy. Depending on what they want, though, they might need a second plan if they really want to favor the op strat. But yeah, see, recognizing this as RaZe 3D, and they're going with full FAMAS buy because they don't want to have to upgrade in the future. It's actually a good economic decision, even though you don't get the extended kill reward of a shotgun or an SMG.
I think, yeah, that's a good point. On the flip side, they probably realized that the T's are going to be full saving because they got the plant and want to use that to get the third round bye. As the FAMAS is paying off for Miss Folk at ramp. He gets 2, one with a headshot. Neon combines with him to get 1. So already only 2 left. It looked like they were going for that inner push, but read pretty well by RaZe 3D. They've got the full 5-man setup inside, and the terrorists are pretty... They're on opposite sides of the map. Not really going to be able to do a whole lot with these pistols, although Blitzkrieg does have a CZ. If he can close the distance, he might be able to at least get a frag here. Unfortunately, no. Lockers kind of read that one, came through in CT spawn and was able to take him out. So only man left, El Blanco. They've pinpointed him. He's only got a P250. Razor comes in, puts him down. So 2-0 for RaZe 3D, but we'll probably see a gun round here. And let's see if RaZe actually upgrades.
Yeah, most likely. We had one player, KDM, spend a little bit more money than the rest of them. He won't be able to AK buy unless he decides to not go for head armor. But yeah, I guess
looks like they're saving.
Yeah, they weren't thinking too hard last round, I think, because they ended up buying P250s and CZs. Those extra $300 would have made a huge difference.
I think that's actually a smart play. You know, this is a best of one. You got one shot at this, so... You know, play the numbers. It's probably smart to be a little conservative despite getting that plan.
Yeah. Not sure what their plan was, but now they're on an ego. They do get the first kill here, so that's going to be really huge for them.
Yeah, coming through the smoke is Blitzkrieg. Eliminates Locker, and they haven't picked up his gun. Opted not to trade it out. Blanco's got the Tech 9.
A little bit of fearful about the double Ivy setup that might have been waiting for them.
Kind of a careless peek by Blanco there. He gets decapitated by, I believe that was Whitehound, who was in the heaven position, and Miss Folk gets one over at Ivy. Looking for a second, it's Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg kind of got stuck there, was trying to retrieve a shot in the back before he could do so, and it's all up to Ryan, who does have the bomb, and it's looking like he's headed. If he rushes into inner right now, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the spot, and is the server lagging, or is that me?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was GoTV or... Oh, and he's going to get this plant.
He's going to get the plant. If Neon can close the distance, he does, but just after he gets that all-important plant. So 2 out of 3 plants in the first 3 rounds for the terrorists. That's a pretty good start for them despite not winning any of those rounds.
Yeah, that was a pretty rookie move of them by rotating to outside when there's... I mean, you have 4 people outside, you don't see a bomb, and it's on an eco. You definitely want to watch both bomb sites. You know, even playing up, not just spotting inner, but playing up close, making sure the plant doesn't go down. Risking your life to do that would have been the smart play. So they're gonna build bank off that an extra $800 on top of the 2 rounds that they saved. So they got in 3 plants or 2 plants in 3 rounds, and they have an op. So they'll likely buy next round, depending on how many kills they get right now.
And it's pretty much
That is even if they lose.
yeah, that's a good point. It's pretty much a full buy across the board op look for both teams. We've got KDM and Miss Folk respectively, and it's looking like a split setup for the terrorists. 3 of them over there in looks like Whitehall. They're trying to make a move onto the outer site. They've got 2 near Ivy. Our 4-man is Locker. He realizes there's at least somebody out there, but doesn't know how many. Oh, he spots 1. Does a little bit of damage, but doesn't take his life. And it looks like they're actually set up in ladder room with the bomb. Perhaps waiting for an entry over at Ivy. Here comes Blitzkrieg. He does get that entry on Locker. Very nice job. And he's looking to pick up a second on Miss Folk over in CT spawn. Opts to actually throw a molly to hold him back. And here comes the bomb in to the outer site. But he's shot from heaven. Nice defense. We've got a double heaven look. 1 heaven, 1 rafters, I think. Whitehound picks up one of his own. Blitzkrieg down to 9 HP. He's got a 2K on the round. Doesn't last much longer, and it's all up to KDM, who does have that op. Peeks on Miss Folk, who is just being patient over there in CT spawn on stairs, and took him out pretty quickly. So, winning the gun round, RaZe 3D in full control, 4-0.
Yeah, yeah, so I guess they experienced that lag a little bit too.
Yeah, I definitely am seeing some lag here. I'm not really sure. It's like choppiness. It's momentary stuttering.
Yeah, something about the boxes, but whenever I hit Spangler to clean a server for us, it ended up working perfectly. So maybe just a little bit of dust in the fans or something.
A little bit cobwebs going. Hopefully that alleviates itself. I hate seeing games affected by stuff like that, but
yeah. So another 4 rifle buy, and then KDM, who was opping last round, is just on a P250. So they got that money to buy. If they win this round, we'll see why that plant was so important. And if they don't, they'll just be on another eco. But this is another opportunity for them to win. And Ryan just trying to execute on outside by himself. These guys are really... It seems like they don't have a solid T side, as they don't seem to have many strats, and they're just playing really wild and relying on their aim. Could work, you know. Could be better than playing too passively, but clearly not all about execution for FaZe right now.
Yeah, this is a map where you really need to know some of those specialized smokes and flashes. Is another nice op shot from Miss Folk, getting the headshot on KDM. Only 3 out for the terrorists, excuse me. It is 1 now. It's Blitzkrieg. He's got 82 health, but gets sandwiched.
Yeah.
Taken out on train.
So they had control of Ivy. The smoke was bad on the right side of it, and Blitzkrieg was out at Ivy. His best bet was to pinch outer with his teammates who were flanking from the outside. They would have had a flank on the guy in CT Hell and one by the bomb site, but instead he was too worried about the pressure from Miss Folk opping from CT, and even though he wasn't walking up on him, just being there, just his presence there alone was enough to stop them from getting any more kills, any flank kills.
Yeah, so they've used that to turn it into 5-0. We're seeing a fast push into the inner site. There's a trade out. Miss Folk takes out 1, but Blocko takes out a second. It's not an actual trade out, but 1 for 1, essentially. All even 4 on 4. The bomb has been planted. This is a good start. Smokes are out. It's going to be a 4-man retake. We're watching from Locker. He's coming through upper B. Meets Blocko there. Headshots him with his M4A4. This is looking like a good retake from him, but Kyle knows he's there. Doesn't matter. He gets his second. It's all up to the number 7 man. Ryan trying to defend that bomb against 3 incoming. He gets 1. Can he get a second? No. RaZe coming from the opposite angle, almost 180 degrees. He's able to get the kill. He's going to get the defuse to make it 6-0 in favor of RaZe 3D, and that's going to do horrible things to the T's economy.
Yeah, but they once
again
again
have the bonus, so...
Yeah, they once again got the plant. They'll even be able to buy an op. They'll have another chance at this, and we had 1 player only buy a P250 last round, so he's got a little bit extra bank as well. But what are they doing?
Did we just see that?
I'm not sure.
Is that... Are we really seeing 4 sawed-offs in an AK? This is great! It looks like they're going to rush Ivy with it. This is an interesting look, and the op is there. They're blind. They're going to rush through smoke. These guys are going full YOLO this round. Locker is there with the op. Let's see how many he can hold off. He gets a second. He gets a third! Almost through the smoke. And now
Kyle.
it's all up to Kyle with his sawed-off. Stuck in the smoke, just blindly swinging about. He doesn't know where anyone is at. Of course we do, because we have X-ray vision. Shot in the spine by Miss Folk with the op. Oh, I have no idea what the terrorists were doing there. The throw is real.
Yeah, and Kyle TK too. I saw they didn't spend all their. They had enough for an op and 4 rifles. Instead, they opted to go sawed off armor, rush Ivy, get no kills, TK a teammate, and then complain about it being CT sided. So it's a little weird to me, but who knows what they were thinking. I might figure it out later after some serious analysis. Maybe that was just too next gen for me. I'm not sure.
It's the meta within the meta, as Cotton would say. Looking like an XQ to outer, but the bomb is down in the center of the site. KDM is able to shoot one in the back. That's Miss Folk. Kyle trying to come up the ladder to heaven. He's not able to do so. And it's all up to KDM. He's able to pick up the op, and given the economy, I'm thinking he's just going to run away and save this. He'll live to fight another day. He's got 2 kills on the round. But actually, well, he's got plenty of time, so maybe he's going to make a move on this. It looks like he is going for frag. He gets 1 up in heaven. He knows 1 is in Z. It's a one-on-one scenario. This is totally winnable by him. Oh, he whiffed it! But Neon was actually kind of spraying and praying there as well. Lucky for KDM, he lives to op another day. He's got the angle on him. I don't know if Neon knows he's over there. He misses the shot right to his back. Oh, the choke is real. Come on. Come on, KDM. You had that served up to you on a silver platter. Neon knows where you're at now, and he's going to shoot you in the ankles. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was some really bad shooting by KDM. And I think, RaZe is
not to be
peaking a lot.
confused with JDM.
Not at all. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, RaZe gave him a lot of opportunities to shoot, and I think that he was the main operator too, so I'm kind of confused about that. Maybe it's just a little bit too much pressure, but if there's one good thing that I can say about FaZe, is that they're brave. They're, you know what I mean? I think they know that they don't have many strategies for T side, and their best bet is going to be going fast and working picks really hard, putting a lot of pressure on the enemies. But like, see these two. I'm not sure if this is going to work.
They're getting really aggressive through Ivy. Locker, he's there with the M4 this time. Sprays down 1. Miss Folk gets 1 of his own with the op. And they're just going to be... They're kind of just being careless. I mean, I agree with you, Launders, that their best bet is playing fast, particularly on this map when you don't have a lot of set pieces to work off of. But they're doing it in a reckless manner. I mean, we saw with that almost troll bot with the sawed-off shotguns, and then, you know, shooting each other and not really playing picks well. It's just... I don't know if they feel just like we don't have a chance at all. You know, I would hope that's not the case. You've made it this far. You're on an insane run in the lower bracket, 1 away from grand final. Put up your best effort.
Yeah, it seems like to me they have like close to no reflection after a round is over on what they should do better or do next round. Instead, they try to work the same strategy, and that's go really hard, play high impact, try to get the bomb down, and therefore maximize the opportunities for them to get money for that they can buy and try it again and over again. And basically, I think they just want to get T side over, try to string together as many rounds as possible, and just focus on their CT side, which they won't have to talk too much about. But definitely reckless, and just very little thought seems to go into these rounds.
Yeah, and I understand being uncomfortable on the T side. Certainly one of those things where you kind of get discouraged as the rounds mount up against you. But at the same time, you can't lose hope. You got to try to put some rounds on the board to give yourself a little bit of comfort going into that CT side, because at this point, it's looking like we could see a 15-0 if things don't change quickly. We're seeing a light kind of broken by 4 AKs and a P90. Miss Folk again getting one of the first 1 or 2 kills in the round with that op. He's just been nasty with it. He's up to 11-4 with it. Of course, Locker playing that Ivy position. He's been lights out as well. Although we see Blitzkrieg getting the opening kill on him. Caster's Curse for Locker is real. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that to you. Blocko giving away his position with the bomb on the ladder. But KDM, it's a nice headshot on RaZe 3D. So it's a 3-on-3 winnable round, although they do have that op on Miss Folk still. They can't really decide what they want to do with the bomb launchers. B is pretty much open if they make a move on it, but they're so passive. And here comes the execute. We see Blocko with the bomb. He's going to plant up on the train. He's got support. No, he doesn't. Miss Folk shoots Kyle. Blocko Up with a P90, hoping to defend the bomb, but he's stuck in the wall against the train. That's a horrible position to be in, playing at distance against an M4. Loses his head, and that's losing the round. 9-0. Or it's going to be 10-0, excuse me, for RaZe 3D.
Yeah, in that situation, Neon won them that round by catching the flank, having a good read, and they got coming in CT. Ultimately, Faced aren't really playing that well, so it's kind of surprising that they did get the plant, but I think if having 2 people in Z for RaZe 3 was the reason that they did get the plant, and every time they do let them get the plant, you're going to see another buy round, We don't see ecos on for the terrorists, so if there's one thing that that's working in their favor, it's that they're able to get the bomb down. I think probably 8 rounds out of 10 now, so that trend needs to be stopped, or they're going to have to try really hard on CT for the rest of the remaining rounds.
Whitehound read that rush on the ladder. He was the solo man. Eliminates him, but here comes the rush into inner. Neon does a nice job of doing some pretty calculated damage. He's able to eliminate Kyle. He's trying to get a second. But look at the flank from Whitehound. No. Read perfectly by KDM. Neon is still alive, though, in the center of the site. And he is just all over these... Miss Folk removes the head of his teammate, Neon. He's going to have to make up for it. I don't know, buy his buddy a gun next round. Send him his condolences, because that's unfortunate there. Last man alive for the terrorist is KDM. He's able to get 2. Can he get a third? Oh, so close. But this is going to be close. Nope, he's got the kid. I think he's got it. It's going to be real close. Oh, just at the last second. Unfortunate for KDM, who made a nice stand with the bomb planted, but... Man, that's as close as the terrorists have been so far in this half.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot by Miss. I mean, it was like he was a TK, but it was actually like a really nice shot. But yeah, another round where you got full AKs. You're gonna have the same strategy on for the terrorists. I think it'd be pretty smart for RaZe 3D to play 2-3, play up close, hold down Ivy, and yeah, the 4 outside thing. It just doesn't seem to be that important considering inner is a totally viable option for the other team.
And I'm starting to think at this point that this is probably not Face's top lineup, and they're missing some people due to some recent unfortunate incidents, we'll say, which is probably why it's been so lopsided thus far. I mean, that's got to be my only... Look at that drop shot. Miss Folk is on fire with that op right now. A 3K on this round. Absolute MVP for his team on this half, I think, so far. Maybe Locker could make an argument for that, as he... gets a kill as soon as I say that. Reverse cast occurs, and Hound takes down the very last of the terrorists. They'll get the defuse. So it's interesting. We're seeing the terrorists get a lot of plants, which I guess is because it's train, and if you get enough smokes on you, you get into the site and get the plant, but they can't hold. So they're now up against it, down 12-0 here in the first half. Yeah,
RaZe 3D have already won against 9 buy rounds, so they've shown that they can play well on CT, but I don't know, like it's just not been that difficult for them, considering Face don't seem to have any plan whatsoever. So it might be another rush enter because they're getting the plant down. They're almost winning the round. They're just going with what works. They don't really think, it seems.
And it looking like another execute to enter, which I think is smart. They're being fast with it, but misled and perfect. Or I want to call it misled. It's Miss Folk. Excuse me. Getting another opening kill on the round with that op. The guy is just lights out right now. Of course, I mean, I will say the terrorists are playing into his hand pretty easily. I mean, just being extremely aggro. He's just got to play passively on the ramp and rack those kills up with the op. Doesn't have to do a whole lot of movement or really twitch aiming. It's a 3-on-3, though. The bomb has been planted. This is a good position for them to be in, but not when Whitehound does that. Takes out 2. Miss Folk is on top of the train. He's got that op. Gets 1. Can he get the clutch? It's a 1-on-2. Miss Folk with that op. Clock is ticking. He does have a kit, but he's going to have to go for it at this point. He knows it. Can't get the shot off. It didn't matter because the bomb was going to blow, but Miss Folk, oof, his luck ran out there.
Yeah, so 12-1, I think we saw something similar happened versus Aware Gaming that was faced going 0-15 on the first half and then bringing it back 15-0 in the second, losing in overtime, however. But now changing it up, getting at least 1 round in the first half, and I'm sure they'll be a lot more comfortable on CT side. But I mean, 14-1 is just you don't really feel like you're gonna win when it's 14-1.
Yeah, it's not really that the fact that we can't win a bunch of rounds. It's the fact that we can only afford to lose 2.
Yeah,
And it
that's the
doesn't
really
take
big
many
thing.
mistakes for that to happen, you know?
Exactly.
You have no buffer room.
Like we've seen FaZe basically work with no strategy, knowing a total of 0 smokes and flashes on train, pull out 1 round. So if the other team can do that against them, it's just going to be too difficult for them to just win whatever 14 straight.
Yeah, and I realize it's a little different when you do get switched to the T side, but just how polished RaZe has looked so far, you got to think that they're going to have at least a few plays in the playbook for T side. You know, got to have some go-to set pieces that we feel like can win us around when we need it most.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. They have none. They don't have any.
As we do see already, 2 of the terrorists off the board. KDM, El Blanco, and Blitzkrieg still remaining. Bomb is down in the center of the site. These guys are completely spread out. But as soon as I switch to Blitzkrieg, he gets decapitated by Whitehound. So it's up to the number 6 and the number 8 man, but El Blanco is extremely wounded. Down to 30 seconds. They don't have a lot of time to work with. It's looking like we're going to see KDM maybe just try to save his... I don't know what he's trying to do here. He's just kind of hanging out. Right in the entrance to the outer site. Not really wanting to move.
The money is surprisingly low for the CT side. I was going to say dropping guns might not be a point to that, but I'm really shocked to see that there's actually a player with only $350.
Well, we've seen them get a decent amount of plants, the terrorists, and you know a lot of times they'll it'll be even 3-3, 3-2, 4-3, that kind of thing. So they're getting kills, they're getting entries to sites, they're getting the bomb planted. What they can't do is hold it once they do that. They're exerting too much energy and too many nades a lot of times just to get that initial plant. And then I think they really don't know the setups, really. Either they don't know or they're not able to get there quick enough.
No, they're just quite literally splitting to wherever they have like the fundamental, go where the other team is weak kind of strategy, but they don't have like, okay, this is how we take Ivy or this is how we split outer, or they just go 5 inner or they split Ivy at outer, but their flanks seem to be pointless and are just kind of like mindless. I don't know.
Yeah, so here in the last round of the first half, it's still continuing to be all RaZe, as it's down to KDM and Ryan. Ryan's got that sawed off again. It does look nice, though. Oh, jumping, cannot get the shot, and both of them die simultaneously. It'll be 14-1, RaZe 3D at the half, looking to cruise into the grand finals.
Yeah, I mean... maybe it's the map, but...
And that's the unfortunate thing. It is only one map. It's a best of one here, so we'll start the second half. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Mess, joined by Launders, and it's not looking good for Faced. About 2 rounds, not about, they are 2 rounds away from being eliminated from open playoffs on the doorstep of getting to the grand finals.
And we got one player in spawn on the CT pistol, and 3 players rushing Z. Wow.
That was a little ridiculous. We saw the rush from Z and Neon. Was able to eliminate KDM up at the top of ladder room. It's up to Blitzkrieg and Kyle against 5 of the terrorists, although 3 of them are wounded, particularly Neon himself, who's down to 29. But Whitehound, full health, is going to plant in the inner site, and these 2 guys are spread out. It's going to be a monumental retake. We've got one of them, that's Neon in ladder room. Let's go check out Blitzkrieg, who, what is he doing? Is he just... sitting in C... Is he AFK in CT spawn?
Clutch or kick.
Someone kick this guy.
The
throw is real at this point.
Genius.
And there's the knife.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't ask for the pause.
Yeah, now they ask for the pause. He's AFK in spawn and they give up the 15th round. That's just kind of really unfortunate and lackluster for a lower bracket finals. Obviously, this is not Faced's normal lineup. I can't believe that it would be the team that got this far playing this poorly.
Honestly, don't know how they did it, but
or it's not even poorly. It's not like they're playing bad. They're just reckless. They're not
doing
what
they're
they
playing...
should be. I mean, like bad as far as like okay, they're doing what they should be, but they're not hitting shots. That type of thing. They're just playing dumb at this point. I mean, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, it's just it just seems like careless. I don't even know if they care. Yeah, they don't.
Right, they don't care.
Yeah. So
at least a team playing like this seems like they don't. So
yeah,
it happens, but we'll roll on. RaZe 3D obviously cares, and they're looking pretty sharp. and they will be up against it if they do seal up this final round.
Yeah, so it's
They do
hard to
have
tell.
plant.
It's hard to tell how well RaZe would have done on the CT side versus a team with like actual strategy. But I think they would have done pretty well. It seemed like their CT side setups were pretty strong. The only small hinge was, the little bit of over rotations from inner, letting the bomb get down too much. It would have caused a little bit more problems when you had to go up against AKs and a team with strategies. But like they can shoot. They have some good players, and Misspoke has been pretty strong with the op. So
Yeah, I think RaZe, despite the circumstances, they did. They played disciplined. They kind of wanted. I mean, I think they realized pretty